Okay, today we're ranking brand new Elite kits for the 24-25 season. Let's jump into it. Alright, so this is AC Milan's Elite away kit for next year, and I can't lie, I'm not a fan of this. What is going on? It's just that badge. What is that devil badge? It's really, really odd. I don't know. Let me know. I'm not an expert on AC Milan's badges. Let me know. Is this a retro design? Because if this has been made like last week, it's not. They've not done a good job. I can't lie. And then you do have a bit of red, little bit black. I think, to be honest, I think if you had the original AC Milan badge on here, it would look okay. Actually, I think it would look quite nice. That badge ruins it for me. I'm not a fan of it. It's really not legible. You can't see what it is. But yeah, of course, you just have the Fly Emirates logo and Puma. Don't like this one at all. Sorry. Oh, I might have got that wrong because I think this one is AC Milan's away kit. I think this one's AC Milan's away kit. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. They're both AC Milan's kits for next year. This one is okay. It feels different. It feels quite unique. There's a couple different colours going on here. Yellow and green. It sort of looks like an Australian football team kit. It's weird. I don't hate it. I just wish they kind of use that green for the Puma badge as well, or at least use the red, the like sort of darker red, or a blackout. I don't know. I just think they should have used something a little bit different on that Puma logo. It really stands out to me as not looking right. But I guess when we get official pictures, it might look a little bit different and it might match up with the kit a little bit better. So this one is probably a little bit better. I forgot to go for rankings. The first one, we're going to go for a D-. With that badge, it really brings it down, but without it, it probably would be like a C+. But anyway, and this one, I'm going to go for a C. It's not too bad. All right, Fenerbahce. I think these kits were really, really nice. They brought out a couple of different ones. This is, of course, the home one. Pretty simple. I don't think it's changed much from this year. I don't think it's changed much at all recently, to be honest. Sponsored by Adidas now, though. And they've recently changed. You've got a little bit of white details on the sleeve cuffs. It looks like you've almost got like a textured foam underneath the sleeve. That might just be in the picture, but it looks okay. White around the outside on the back of the collar. And then, of course, just a white Adidas badge as well. Not too bad. Very simple, though. Let's go for a C. This one is really, really nice. Now, they've used a different badge on here. I'm trying to find out a little bit more about it, but yeah, I mean, it is again quite a simple design, but this dark blue with a little bit slightly lighter blue and gold I think is really nice. You've got a nice fold over collar. I think you've got a button on there, and then a very subtle lighter blue pinstripe around. I think this is really good. It's really, really nice kit here. I'd love to see more photos of it. Obviously, these are the only ones that we have so far, but this is good. I'm gonna go for a B+. And I think when we get more pictures, it could be even better. Okay, so this is Arsenal's Elite kit for 25-26. Not much to say here, is there? This hasn't changed at all from last year, really, apart from they've taken away the blue. They've taken away the shape that they had on the side panels, like that bottleneck shape. It looks like it's just going to be a completely red design with white sleeves. It will do the job, though. And, okay, you see it, and you're not massively impressed. Although, when you look in the little details, they've got a sort of A, which I think is probably taken from the retro, the old school Arsenal writing, and that's actually all over the kit, which is quite nice now that you see it. A very solid white crew neck collar, which reminds me of some of the kits of the 2010s that Adidas brought out. Not too bad, actually. Of course, just the red Adidas stripes over the shoulders as well. Nothing massive to scream about. I really do like these shorts, though. They're just different, aren't they? I think in this picture they do look a little bit odd, but I quite like these. And I like the Arsenal badge. And that's actually one thing to say. That's actually one thing to point out, is that they have used a pretty normal Arsenal badge on this one. It's not the simplified version, although they have taken out the blue, which is interesting. The like dark blue color, which makes me feel like they're going down the road of Bayern Munich, who took out the blue from their designs as well. Obviously not from their badge, but that's interesting. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that one. I'm gonna go for a C again on this one. I think it's good, but I don't think it's special. This is apparently PSG's kit for next year, and this inspiration for this stripe is from the Eiffel Tower. It's the design of the Eiffel Tower and how it was built. And whilst that is nice, I'm not a fan of how the kit looks. I'm just not. I think they've had nicer kits in their time. It just looks a little bit cluttered in there. Qatar Airways is very big on this particular design, on this particular render, although these are very, very weird shapes when they put these mannequins on them. I don't know why they make them so wide, but anyway, it's okay. It's okay, and I like that they've taken a bit of inspiration from the city. Of course, Paris is such a famous place. It's nice to have little touches of the city on the kit, but that doesn't mean that I necessarily love it, to be honest. I'm gonna go for a C-, which might be controversial. I think some people are gonna like this one. I'm just personally not a massive fan of how it actually looks. Now, apparently this is Man City's Elite third kit for next year, and it is just a black design, which I think is probably going to look really good on the pitch, to be honest. And then they've kind of gone for a monochrome badge, and it's kind of like a white, but it might be a little bit silvery. The badge might be a little bit silvery, which is quite nice. It's very, very simple though. That's about it. You know, you got the fold over collar, although I do think it will look good on the pitch. I personally preferred some of the other black kits that Man City have had, especially that lightning design, you know, with the light blue, a little bit of pink on there, just something a little bit more unique, something a little bit more different. But I don't know, I think this one's going to sell really well. So whilst that doesn't really influence my decision, I can't help but quite like it, even though it is super simplistic. Let's go for a B-, because I think it's going to be good. I'm not going to lie. Something a little bit different. Nike have actually announced that they're going to be using a total 90 style design on the goalkeeper kits, on all of their goalkeeper kits this year, or next year, I should say. They're going to have that Nike tick off to the right and up a bit again. I think if they just had that in the middle, it would look really, really good. To be honest, they're going to use the word total 90 to make it stand out, but it doesn't really for me. It's just a very simple sort of water droplet design, and I think it looks okay. I'm not going to give this one a rating purely just because there's so many different ones, but I think I just wanted to kind of include that in this video. Celtic have used what they call the bumblebee design, and something that they've used a lot in their past. They've had like bright volt yellow and black kits in 96, 97, which I think is a beautiful kit, a really, really nice kit. 09, 010, which is pretty classic as well, and then 15, 16, third kit, which I wasn't a fan of. I don't know how they can kind of call this one in the same design. Okay, use the same colors, but this is basically a black kit with a little bit of yellow on there. It would be so much better if they used thicker yellow lines just to make them stand out a lot more. Because at the moment, yeah, it just looks like a black and yellow kit, and for some reason, this screams Sunderland to me. Absolutely screams Sunderland to me. It might be the sponsorship as well, but I can't really get on board, because it's the same template that they're going to be using for the Liverpool kits next year, all of which look really good. If they'd used that template, but they had done a big, bold yellow on there as well, I think we'd be looking at something a lot higher. But for me, this is a D-, because the original kits, especially the 96, 97, were so nice. And they kind of slapped the same name on this one, but it's not as good. Okay, we have a couple more to talk through. This is Al Hilal's kits for the Club World Cup, and yeah, don't like this at all. I really don't like this. This could be so good, but it looks like it's been hand painted on the kit. And I don't mind the color scheme, the dark blue, the slightly mid blue and gold. But yeah, really looks like a child's done this. And also, you see the moon? It kind of looks like the Puma badge has kind of been moved, not from a symmetrical space. It's kind of been moved onto a random part of the kit so it fits in the middle of the moon. I don't know. It really does not look good. It really does. This could be so good if they use like solid straight lines and then a really nice crisp moon, because of course that is a touch to their badge, or they're kind of associated with a moon. So I see why they've done it, because they've also done it for the away kit as well. And I'll kind of whack these ones in together. Not a fan at all. Even the sponsorship, the games group, you can hardly see that. There's a lot going on here. I think both of these, I'm just going to give them... maybe the blue one's a bit better, just because I like the colours a little bit more. That one I'm going to go for a D-. This sandy colour, I think that's an E. Sorry, guys. I quickly wanted to touch on this Boca Juniors away kit. Oh, it's so good. See, this is simple, but it's great. Boca Juniors kits are always so good. In this picture, it looks like it's going to be gold and like a really dark navy blue. And then they've matched that with the badge. I didn't even realise I'm wearing a Boca Juniors kit now. But I just think I think this one looks so good. Really am a fan of this one. This is an A for me. A solid A. All right, the final two now. Bayern Munich, third kit. This is good. I wasn't a massive fan of the elite kits for Bayern Munich this year, but I think this one is pretty good. Black, little bit red, little bit white. The badge looks pretty nice. They've used the Trefoil, Adidas badge, the T-Mobile. Doesn't stand out too much, and actually it fits in quite nicely on this kit. And I like the little details on the collar, sort of like a checkered pattern, and even the green. Why do you have like 4 different colours on this kit? I do think it looks quite smart, and they've done a decent job. I don't think there's any patterns on the actual shirt. I think it's just a black design, but this is good. This is probably my favourite Bayern Munich kit I've seen this year for next year. So let's go for a B. Let's go for a B. Let's talk about this Inter Milan Elite home kit for next season. This doesn't look like an Inter Milan kit to me. This looks like a training top or a third kit. The colours are like Inter Milan, but it doesn't look like it. They've used like a light blue badge, which I think is quite cool. And of course, that's the same color as the Nike tick. It's not symmetrical. Each side is different, which is quite cool. But they did that on the last kit and it didn't really work. It will have another sponsor on it. I hope they get a nice sponsor for this year. I just haven't liked the Inter Milan kits. Maybe it's this picture though. It might look better on the picture. I just don't think it looks like an Inter Milan kit. Maybe it's because they've got a little fade on the dark blue from dark blue to light blue. Not sure. Let me know. I'm going to go for a... to be honest, on its own, I don't think it's a bad kit. So I'm going to go for a C-. I just don't think it looks like an Inter Milan kit. So that's all the elite kits for today's video. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe to Sporthawk so you don't miss any of my other videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in another video.
Yes, I'm a vibrant soul. The rhymes and the timing's cold, so cold tip tea, so my sinus flows. Sight to behold, fruit ripe and cold in the finest bowls. It's big O with the Midas flow. Hold